I'm your trainer Malvika and I welcome you all to Lecture 3 in the Python Essential tutorial series. So today we are going to start with string handling, which is used extensively when we are working with text kind of data. We will be seeing today a lot of techniques of working inside a string, and we will start with little bit of methods or functions which I will be covering in details in the next lecture. But today I'll just begin with the method introduction. Okay, so if I declare a variable called myString, now this is a variable name, and in my previous lecture I had told you what is a variable. It is a named location in the memory, should not be starting with any special characters and or any number value. If you want, you can make the variable more readable by putting an underscore, which works as a separator. Don't put a hyphen, which is wrong. So separator can be an underscore. For putting in the values inside a string, you can put the values in single quotes or you can put double quotes. I prefer using double quotes, so whatever you're using, be consistent with that. So suppose I have written here Python programming is fun. Now if I want to print the value of my string, this is what I have stored here. I have spelled it wrong. Let me go and correct it. Okay, so this is what I have inside the string. Now this string, somewhat I can compare like a list as a collection or a list of characters. So the position of every character inside the string starts from the 0th position and so on. It increments by 1 1 and you can count it. Say I want to extract from the string the second character like 0 1 2, so it should be printing T. So this is your second character. In case you want to start from a specific position and count the certain number of characters, so we have something known as slicing in Python, and slicing is a very useful way of accessing different characters or group of characters from a string. From a group of characters, and you know that group of characters is a string. So if we want to start from the second position and go up to the 8th position, so the end position always will be one less. So it will start from the second position index value and go till the 7th position, not till the 8th one. Please remember this. So what is your second? 0 1 2 starts from T, and 3 4 5 characters also one space 7, so it will be stopping at P. So it will be printing, should be printing Python space and P. So let's execute this. So it starts from the second position, so it starts from 0 1 2, starts from T, and it prints this particular value. Not necessary that when I'm using slicing I always have to mention the starting position. If I just skip it and I give the end position, so by default it takes it from the 0th position. So this time it should be printing Python space and P. Yeah. Now I could have just left I could have given the starting position and not given the end position, so it's going to print the entire string because I start from the 0th position. Now what if I gave a value, I gave the starting position as 2, let me give it as 0, and I don't give the end position, but I want to skip to 1 character, and I want to print the values from the string. So you can see it starts from P, skips this, prints T, skips this, prints O, and skips this, and so on it goes. What if I want to print all the characters in the reverse order? Say I'm starting, I'm not giving the starting, so by default it's starting from the 0th position, ending at the last position, but I want to extract from the last position one character at a time. So this is how it goes. Cool, right? Now, sometimes when we do programming, we need certain things to be done automatically. We don't want to write codes for doing those specific things, which is called methods. And in Python, they have given us a lot of very nice methods for string handling, which just at a call can execute very powerful things. So methods are inbuilt group of codes which executes and displays the output. Now what is it? Now this my string, what I have written, let me just write it again. This time I'm just writing a short string. Say I've written the string. Now this, whatever I've written, all the characters are in small letters. I want to convert it into capital. We have various ways of doing it. We can just extract one character and try to convert it to capital letters. But Python has given us inbuilt method which is known as upper. Just by calling it, it converts your string into capital letters. If I want to change it into small letters, yes, I think you guessed it right, it's lower. Now this particular thing is a group of words. If I want to split every word as a single value, I can use an inbuilt function which is known as split. So what it does is it will split the entire sentence or the string into different values, or here we can see different words, and it's storing it. So this becomes basically a list of words. If I had in my string, I had some kind of special character, maybe a separator as a comma, something like this. So I want to split the string, but wherever it is seeing the comma, let me just leave it so it makes it more meaningful. So right now it should be extracting 2 because I have 1 comma here. So I want to split wherever it's finding the comma. So this comma needs to be, this is basically a value you're putting, so I need to specify it within double quotes. It's like this. So here see I have 2 words. We have Python and we have is fun. Okay, I can count inside the string the occurrence of a specific letter. Count how many times the letter, say Y, has occurred inside my only 1 time. In case it was like more than once, it would have printed here. And if I say here my string dot find, and I want to find, say, fun. So it found this fun at the 12th position. Let me check. 0, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. So the complete sentence is ending up at the 12th position. Now let's do some. Very important when we are doing methods and we want to call certain values as arguments to the methods. or we want to print those values inside the method. If I have something called a variable called say first name, and I want to store inside this, I want to take an input from the user, I can write here input and say enter name. Now those who are using the older version use here raw underscore input, and the latest versions of Python just write input and say I want to accept age from the user, and we write here enter age. So it comes like this. This is your input or a prompt. So I have written here the name as ABC and the age is 20 with the output. If I want to print here in a certain format, your output, whatever you print inside the print statement, I write here your name is, and this is where your name or the variable, and this is a format I'm making for printing my statements. Age is, and I want my age to be printed. So what is the format for this? Having my first name, age. This close here. So if I put here the name, I put here age, see here, whatever way, like the spaces, anything, whatever you've given in the same. Now this first curly brackets is going to substitute this particular variable. Curly brackets is variable value. So I format. Very important when you need to print something in a particular format. Let me begin with a topic which is extensively in programming. I have seen many times people who start with learning programming, when it comes to methods or functions, they're very scared to use it. They usually try to avoid using it, but trust me, after you finish functions or methods, useful that you will try to incorporate it almost in all your programs whenever it is needed. A method, a function is used for executing repeated task by just calling name of. So if you want to do something, I can put it inside a function, and whenever those tasks needs to be executed, I'll just call the function. So in this case, what I've done here, right now, if suppose you okay, what's your name? Friend, you will be asking these two things and then you're going to print for them. What if I made a function? A function always starts with the keyword or the reserved word. Suppose I'm calling it details. Press a colon. Now this is a function, so we need to give this symbol. We'll be going in more details in my next lecture about functions. This is just to give you an intro of what exactly it can do, how powerful it is. So give a colon here, and all these lines of code, I'll just copy it instead of writing it, and I'll paste it here. Now remember, discussed in my lecture 2, the 4 spaces indentation. So here also it needs a 4 spaces indentation, and even here, because all these are included inside your. Now this function will be returning you a value. So we write here return. So we have made a function by the, and whenever we call details, it will be asking me these things. So let's execute it. It's done. Now this is for your friend number 1. Your friend comes. This is for your first friend. We'll call the function as details, and this is how we call it, and shift gets executed. I'm writing here AB and 21. Again, I want to execute it for my second friend. Again, I'll call details, function sign. So this is for your second friend, and clear. So what comes to making a loop, we'll start with I in range starting from 1. Say I want for 3 friends of mine, so it's going to take till 3 right now, because it's 1 less than this position what you have specified here. And I'll call my function inside this, which is details. Let's exit. This is for your first person, first friend. So this is your first friend. Now this is for your second friend, for your third. So you can see here that the loop got executed 3 times. Starting from 1, ends at 1 position before it. So this was just a very tiny introduction about functions, and we can use it in lot more extensive ways, which I will be covering up in my next lecture. Thank you so much for joining in this lecture and our next lecture. Thank you.